you got to adapt and you have to move on and you have to be malleable because life is about change and G Fuel. Okay, so look, if this sucks and it's not working, or if the mic activity is bad and annoying, or if the echo in the room is really bad, or if my own face is bothering me too much to the point that I don't want to show this episode, then maybe I'll just release it as a bunch of clips, or I'll release something else as a bunch of clips. This is kind of just an exercise for me to get in the swing of being in a new space and feeling comfortable with that again. And it sucks because I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be switching studios or producers or anything, but unfortunately my finances are such that I cannot afford to do this full time in a studio at the rate that I would like to do it. I had toyed around with the idea of maybe doing 2 video episodes and I just got a text from my sister. I think she's mad about the episode I just posted. Oh well, I'll address that in a moment. I kind of thought that maybe I would do 2 video episodes and 2 audio episodes a month so that I would technically still have 4 episodes but only be spending half the money. I've been going back and forth and doing all this, and then the producers actually wound up having to move, and it was unfortunate, but you got to adapt and you have to move on and you have to be malleable because life is about change and G Fuel. Now, I'm not sponsored by G Fuel, but my friend Natalie is, and she came over yesterday. She gave me a really wonderful care package of G Fuel and something else that was not G Fuel, but yesterday was a very important day for her. First of all, she's in Toronto starting today, and Natalie, if you see this, I hope you had a safe trip. Obviously, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to see you when you get back. But anyway, nice thoughts for Natalie today. She gave me this G Fuel, and it's good, unfortunately. It's called Summer, it's called like Splash, Smiley Splash or something. I don't even know. I feel like a toddler drinking out of a sippy cup, which I am. Is it making my tongue blue? I don't know. It's blue. That's all I know. And she gets, she's a promo code. So if you want G Fuel like me, if you want to be living large in your tub, use promo code Natalie for 30% off of your order. That's fucking worth it, especially if you want to be drinking some blue on a Friday in your tub, which honestly, the blue thing has kind of been a habit for a while. I'm all about the blue. Usually I'm a blue slushy guy, and on Fridays I kind of treat myself by ordering DoorDash 7-Eleven, and they come to my house with a delivery of a slushie and a Red Bull and a bunch of other really stupid snacks. And no, I'm never high when I'm ordering these things. It's just kind of like my Friday morning treat ritual. I've been ordering a nice 21 or 25 or however many ounces of blue, and I dump a bunch of bull in it, and I get the blue and the bull, and I kind of take on the day. in that way, but that's too much sugar. That's like really a psychotic thing to do. It's like not good for you. Blue is not really like a natural color that you can ingest. Dyes are probably not good for you in that way. Um, so I'm trying to cut back on the garbage. I really have been eating like a toddler lately. I was telling my boyfriend that I had the most amazing lunch. I was I was texting him and I was 100% serious when I said this. I was like, "Babe, I just had the best lunch of all time." And he was like, "What was it?" And I was like, "Cheese doodles and a Slurpee." And he's like, "Dude, no." I did have a cheese doodle phase for a little bit this past month, but I'm really trying to be better because I've been feeling like shit. And it's like, you ever like do something so dumb every single day and you're like, oh, why do I feel horrible? Like if you drink every day and you're like, I don't know why that my, head hurts all the time. Is the answer's kind of always right in front of you, and I've been like irritable and moody and not feeling good. And I kind of like took a step back and was like, oh, but I've been having like, I'm in my toddler era. So maybe we leave the toddler era to take care of ourselves like a normal fucking person. And I've been doing that. I've been cutting carbs again, feeling like I have 30 times the energy that I normally have when I'm, eating a vending machine roster every day. And I think the actual reason that I started to kick off this new health journey was uh, my parents came and they gave me this beautiful gift of balcony furniture. And I have a beautiful balcony. I have a beautiful apartment mostly because of them. They gave me this gift of patio furniture, balcony furniture, outdoor furniture. It's gorgeous. And my father, who was a plant daddy, he gave me 4 plants. He gave me a basil, a mint, New Guinea impatiens, which are, if you can't recall what those are off the top of your head, you've seen them a million times. They're very popular, like decorative little low maintenance flowers, and a big palm tree, some kind of palm. It's not like your normal palm tree with like a big thick trunk is what they are called. And it's just kind of like it's a balcony appropriate palm tree. And he told me to water them every day. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And I want to keep these things alive, and I want to have a beautiful balcony, and I want everything to be good. I want to be proud of it. And as I've been watering these plants, I've been thinking, I need to be watering myself more. I'm not watering myself. I take care of myself, certainly. I work out. I like to take care of my hair. I like to take care of my skin, my makeup. Generally, I don't eat like a psycho all the time, but I, have my moments and try to be kind to myself. But, overall, I feel like my self-care journey, which is a stupid thing to say, has been kind of lacking. And as I've been watering these flowers, I'm like, I need to water my damn self. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm like, am I watering myself enough? Am I watering myself enough? And I've been trying to water everyone around me too, trying to water my friends and help my friends when they need them. I got friends with my drink. I was going to say, gotta drink more GFuel so I can say words right. Am I right, guys? I wish it wasn't so good. I wish it wasn't so delicious. And I know you're probably not supposed to mix it with alcohol. There's no alcohol in this, but I'm kind of thinking that perhaps if you took this blue raspberry, or not blue raspberry, blueberry lemonade flavored Smile Splash Moon Night drink, couldn't even tell you what Moon Night is. I guess it's a show. I'm sure it's doing very well. I'm kind of feeling like we could put a little bit of cool flavored vodka in this and have a little ourselves a little GFuel party, but is that enough ASMR for you guys? There's like I'm not going to even get into this. Anyway, I was having drinks with my friends. Really, really adorable ladies. We were on the Upper West Side at a place called Tiki Bar. It was fucking fabulous. Some of the best cocktails I've had, like frozen summer cocktails, which I never ever have, because usually if you go to a restaurant and they have frozen cocktails, they come from like a disgusting machine where, I used to, when I was a bartender, have like a big frozen slush, dispenser that you put slush base, quote unquote, in it. And the base is just kind of like this sweetened, thickened, absolute manure, and you mix that with pumps of margarita flavored stuff or coconut flavored stuff for pina coladas, strawberry flavors, so on and so forth, right? So usually I stay away from that just because it's disgusting and it's all sugar and alcohol, and it's like when you want a frozen summer drink, you want like a good one. You want something that's like beach like and refreshing and I don't know, not 100% trash. So we go to this Tiki Bar place and it's just stunning. There's like neon lights everywhere. It was sunset. It was beautiful outside. I looked hot as fuck. Your boy's showing up with a little black dress every day of her goddamn life. It's pretty much what I'm wearing right now. I'm not going to show you because, I don't know, you got to pay for that. But, yeah, we go to Tiki Bar. It's stunning. I actually get a frozen pina colada, which, what the fuck, what? I think I'm going to go there today because I really want to fucking drink today. I've been working around the clock for 1,000 different people, and I'm very fortunate to do so, but goddamn, I just need a fucking break. I mean, I can't be working from 7 a.m. to midnight or 1 a.m. or God forbid, sometimes 2 a.m. every single day without a big break. Maybe tonight is the night I go back to Tiki Bar because those drinks were that good. I would go all the way back to the Upper West Side from where I am, which is pretty far, just to get these drinks. And they were delicious and they were fucking strong. Like, I love that shit where you can order a drink and you can, strengthen it without it being a double. So they put like a floater on it, but like a generous floater that might even be like an extra shot and a half. Like, this is no joke. And they have real rum. Like, I mean, if I told you to name a rum, the only rum you'd probably be able to name is Bacardi, right? Like, no one does top shelf. What is that? Oh, scary noises. I hope you didn't hear that. Anyway, yeah, you can't name a rum that isn't Bacardi. If you were to name tequila, you could say Jose Cuervo, Patron, Espolon or Epsilon, whatever. It's Espolon, I think. Casamigos, Milagro, other Latin words. But you can't name a rum. And we go to this place and they just have like high-end rums, Cuban rums, things you've never heard of before, things that are so... This was like gasoline strength rum and you can get your pina colada for $11 or something with like real cream of coconut, real pineapple, ice, no slush base, like fucking ice and ingredients the way that God intended. And so simple and so delicious, and you could make it quote unquote Navy strength. And that was essentially, I mean, I had 2 drinks and I was off of my shit, and that was great. And we were talking about people that we have had sex with, and uh, we're just kind of talking about dudes being mad awkward in bed, which is fun. I don't like to talk shit a lot, but I do love to talk shit about dudes in bed uh, that are embarrassing. Dudes that are trying to position themselves in a way that gives the impression of sexpertise, so to speak, and it just kind of always falls flat. And it's like, can we just fuck, please? Like, we don't have to have a light show. I'm not fucking, you know, I'm fucking you, basically. If you're listening to this, and you've done this, be aware, because it's a bad look. But so my friend was talking about how she was fucking this guy, and in the middle, apparently, he got like all annoyed that she wasn't making enough noise, and he was like, make some noise, like, to her, as if like saying basically like, give me the proper audible feedback so that I can know that I'm doing a good job, but invent it instead of it being natural so that I can just feel that. And also, I'm not going to improve the stroke. I'm just going to do what I'm doing, but can you pretend it's better, please? Bold, to say the least. Very, very bold. And she's like, yeah, I couldn't, but like, I pretended to do it anyway just to like make the moment pass. And I'm like, what is this guy, a fucking DJ? Make some noise. Imagine in the middle of fucking someone, you're like, make some noise. Oh, everybody put your hands up. Hands up. I'm fucking you real good. Ay, ay, ay. Less talking the better, in my opinion, when we're fucking, but the person who fucks me knows that, so we're all good there. Thanks, babe. Uh, what else? Yeah, that night it was not my brightest. It was not my brightest moment. I was very, very, very drunk. That gasoline rum turned me into a little bit of a slut, and that's fine. I went home. You know, like when you go home with the intention of being like all sexy, and then the drunk hits you all at once, and you're like, I just went from sexy to being 100% liability. Like, I had high hopes for what this was going to be and what I was going to do and the sins that I was going to commit. But unfortunately, things are not going to pan out that way. And now I'm puking, and you need to find a hair tie as soon as possible. Uh, and I'm back to being a lightweight again. I'm kind of proud to say, because I don't used to do drugs in order to not be a lightweight. The stimulant kind, the bad one, the hard one. Um, and I guess I can't really get in trouble for saying it because I don't do it anymore. Um, and I think that's a pretty big accomplishment, because I kind of thought for a second that I was going to be doing it forever, because it makes you skinny and energized, and I like to be skinny and energized. But why do cocaine when you have a GFuel? mm. Whoa, that's if that's not an endorsement, I don't know what is. Taking sponsors. But anyway, yeah, I'm a lightweight again, and two drinks or one drink that is supercharged and a normal one, even over the course of 4 hours. Like, it's too much. It's too much for me, unfortunately. Um, but I was kind of like in a cool groove, and by cool I mean like not cool, like don't try this at home. But when I did drugs and drank, I would be able to drink like 18 drinks in a night and nothing would happen. And it was kind of like a superpower, which it's not. No one should have 18 drinks. That's like, frat territory. And nothing good ever came of that. I famously had an incident, little und petit incident, where I went into my apartment and I flipped all of my furniture because I did the WABAM. Did I ever talk about the WABAM on this podcast? Is this the time to talk about the WABAM? Perhaps. The WABAM is weed, alcohol, blow, Adderall, mushrooms, all at the same time. And I did that and I flipped all the furniture in my apartment. Not cute, not the cutest thing I have ever done. And again, don't do that anymore. Barely drink, and I don't do any hard drug at all. So congrats to me. But yeah, I'm a lightweight again now. I'm realizing that every time I do drink, since it isn't often and I don't do drugs, that I can't have like 6 drinks in 3 hours like I used to. Like that used to be normal. I can kind of have like 2 drinks every like in 45 minutes. That was kind of like my rate where I could be comfortable for the whole night. I can go anywhere, do anything, not be sloppy. For some reason, it was really, really, really crazy chemically how I was able to pull that off. But again, I am not a scientist or a wizard. But yeah, it reminded me of the old days when, when I went to this Tiki Bar, I had 2 drinks and left. It was so sloppy, even after time was going on and, I got home and it was a mess. But in the old days, man, so let me tell you a little bit about human sangria. You're going to love this. One time, when I was living in my old apartment in New Brunswick, I went to school at Rutgers, and that was fine. But I was living in an apartment with my friends Lex and John and Jake, and it was a really cool hang for 2 months until we got robbed and someone stole my film camera, like my camera that I used to film stuff for school. Absolutely tragic. And all my weed, and I walked into my room and I stepped on a crowbar and I was like, is this mine? And then I was like, no, it's not. And then I was like, oh my God, where's all my stuff? We've been robbed. And then coincidentally, when the cops came that day, they found a man sleeping in my basement and also my attic. There were 2 illegal apartments that none of us were made aware of, which is really scary because I was 19 or 20 at the time. Yeah, I was 20. Fuck, wow. I was 20. Anyway, crazy apartment, whirlwind experience. Was only there for 2 seconds, but I kind of had like a mini housewarming, and my friends came and they all brought wine, and at the time I loved wine. But I also had like a kind of like a weird stomach at the time, and I was paying for that apartment, and it was insanely, insanely, insanely expensive for what I was making at the time. Now, I worked at Hooters at the time, and I made sometimes like $20 a day. One time I made $11 in a day. The most I ever made there was $90 in a day. It was a really shitty, trashy Hooters in Somerset, New Jersey, which, if you've ever been there, sound off in the comments because I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Um, yeah, so I worked at that Hooters and I made zero money, and I was really trying not to spend money, even though I had a good savings at the time. Um, there was one day that I bought a bunch of oranges at a farmer's market. I bought like 10 oranges for $1. It was awesome. And I was like, well, I can just eat like this and survive, and that'll be fine. Like, if I can live on $1 a day and it's oranges, that's probably good for you, right? And like anyway, I was working at Hooters and I wanted to stay skinny and everything. So I'm like, this is really just hitting, it's really slamming all the bases. It's really covering every single thing that I need. So I ate a bunch of oranges, and my friends came over and they just brought wine, and I had red wine and only oranges in my stomach, and I had like a glass of wine, maybe two glasses, and ran to the kitchen at one point. And I mean, this must have been over the course of like 2 hours. I ran to the kitchen and I puked so bad that I clogged the sink. And then in the drunken state that I was in, I took a cup from the sink, the puke sink, and I started bailing my puke from the sink to the toilet. Um, so I kept taking cups of puke and bringing it around the little corner to the toilet and dumping it, um, and then kind of puking in both places, like a like a soft, dainty little beautiful fairy, something a fairy would do. That was fun. That I joked after that was human sangria because I had only had wine and oranges in my system, and that is exactly what I puked, and it was honestly quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful. I woke up never more hungover in my entire life, and I had to work that next morning at a school event where where my teeth hurt the entire day because when you puke that much, you feel like your teeth are gonna fall out. So, not the highlight of my life. I guess I've always been kind of eating like a toddler. I don't know. All right, I'm going to pause this for now because I want to make sure I've filmed on my phone in the past and it has like quit too early. I want to make sure that I have enough space on my phone. This is like more of a test, kind of like a bonus content episode anyway. Um, I really hope it works because if it does, then we can kind of maintain this format and we'll all be getting in the tub real soon. So, like, BRB, I guess.